Wine sank deeper into his bed, eyes narrowed at the ceiling like it had personally wronged her. Arms crossed, jaw tight, and face buried in his ridiculously soft pillow. Wine wasn't budging. Not tonight. Not for him. Let him storm in. Let him yell, or curse, or throw one of his legendary ice cold glares of his. She didn't care, because this time, John Jungkook had crossed the line, and she wasn't leaving. She fluffed the pillow dramatically, making herself more comfortable, legs tangled in the smooth, untouched seats of his private penthouse bedroom, right above the top floor of John Corporations, a place where no employer had the audacity to step foot in. Except her, because tonight she wasn't his employee. She was a very pissed off woman who deserved her damn weekend off. Why, unbelievable, she muttered, pulling the covers over herself like a barrier. Wine cancels my leave without even telling me, sends the most heartless email on the planet. Sorry for the inconvenience. We'll need your support on site. Regards, Jun Jungkook. The words played in her mind over and over again. She hadn't fired him. She had just clenched her teeth, grabbed the backup key to his suite, and marched upstairs, refusing to talk, refusing to answer his calls, and more importantly, refusing to move from his bed. Her mind replayed the last 48 hours. Her sister was flying in from Canada, the first time in 3 years. Tickets were booked, plans were made, but apparently Jungkook had decided she was too essential to leave. No warning, no conversation, just a clothes stamp decision. She turned on her side with a smug smile, imagining his face when he saw her defilling his holy, silent territory. If he wanted to treat her like she belonged to him, then he could watch her lie in his bed until he caved. Let him see how that feels. She didn't expect the door to click open so soon. Footsteps, slow, precise. Oh, she wanted to fire, but why was she nervous all of a sudden? The steps stopped at the doorway. JK, I knew you'd come here, came the voice, low, quiet, deadly calm. Fine, that's good. You already know what's in the plan for you. Jungkook, out of my bed, Ryan. Ryan, no. She turned her head. Her chin lifted as she locked eyes with him across the room. Jung Jungkook stood in the doorway, black shirt still unbuttoned, jacket in one hand, sleeves rolled up to his forearms. He looked like the storm she was inviting in, but she didn't back down. Fine, you took my weekend off, so I'm taking your bed. Give me back my weekend, and I'll leave your bed. Fair trade. He stared at her, no flicker of amusement, just a dangerous silence. Fine, you're not winning this time. Jungkook closed the door behind him, locked it. Jungkook, you think this is a war? he said as he stepped inside. She didn't respond, just curled deeper into the bed like a cat staking territory. He set his jacket down, unbuttoned his cuffs one at a time, not breaking eye contact. Wine, what are you doing? She asked wearily. JK, getting in my bed. Her breath caught. Wine, huh? Stay away, I'm warning you. JK, you said you weren't moving, so I'm adjusting. She sat up on her elbows. Wine, Jungkook, I'm not kidding. Jungkook, neither am I. And then he was climbing onto the mattress. She scrambled back, but he was faster until he was over her, one hand beside her head and the other slipping around her waist. She tried to scream away, but he didn't let her. He didn't hurt her. He never did. Jungkook, this is how you protest? Laying in my sheets thinking I'll back down. He was close, too close that she could feel his breath on her. It made her heart race. Wine, you're supposed to lose this time. He hummed as he stared in her eyes. She didn't know it, but he was the one losing her. Kind of a man who was usually distant from the whole world, having to work from a very young age, staying locked in, didn't have a life full of a normal child. And due to the very reason, there was only this one lady who could put up strikes against him, use foul language or enforce her bad moods on him, and he would take them. Not because he needed her work, but because he needed her. She knew it well too, that their relationship was never till the limits of a boss and an employee. No employee lays on their boss's bed to get a weekend off, and no boss just stands there and accepts it. Jungkook took both of her wrists and held them above her head, using one hand of his. With the other hand, he gripped her jaw, not harshly but enough to show his possessiveness. Jungkook, you started this. Remember it when you wake up in the morning. Wine's heart nearly leaped out of her chest. What in the world did he mean by that? With that, he lay down, beside her, his head moving into her neck, arm wrapped around her waist, his warm body against her, yet she felt cold chills run down her body. She screamed immediately, trying to escape. He held her tight and pulled her against him. Now her head was flat back against his chest, his face buried in her neck, his hold tight against her waist. There was no escape. Not tonight. Jungkook, give up. You're not winning this one. Do you think she cared about that in such a moment? Moin, what are you doing? This is not right. Take it. Too late. Should have thought about it before climbing into my sheets. Why? And what after tonight? You plan to keep me here and the next day we go back as if nothing happened? She shivered when he was suddenly against her ear. She could feel his breath and then his teeth scraping against her neck. Jungkook, who said that? He moved deeper into her neck. JK, as if I'm not pulling you under me every night from now on. He held her jaw and turned her around to meet his gaze. Jungkook, be mine. I've been trying to hold myself for too long. There's no way I can after the woman I want jumps into my bed willingly. Why? What's in there for me? Stupid question. She wanted him as badly as he did. She wasn't backing down. JK, me. All of me and everything you place a finger on. It was too close to her face. She nearly didn't understand what he was talking about anymore. Her senses were clouded. She held onto his cheek, leaned in, and took his lower lip in between her teeth, bit them, pulled onto them, all the while staring deeply in his eyes, on her, as she was flying with fire. He hovered above her again, slammed his lips against hers, and took everything out of her that he had been wanting on for so long. When her hands pulled onto his hair, he groaned, deepening the kiss until they were done and gone. Jungkook, mine. He groaned, then laid there, keeping her in his arms. He didn't sleep that night. He wasn't going to, not when he got his woman sleeping so peacefully in his arms. The woman he had been desperately wanting to hold and love forever.